Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Sports Mecca. I'm your host, Graham Kelly.
And I'm Bailey Tumlin.
So, Bailey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Graham. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Let's jump right into it. So, tell me a little bit about the volleyball team.
Yeah. So this week, the volleyball team played at Alabama, and they swept them in that game in Tuscaloosa. They also beat Arkansas in they beat them in 3 sets, in 5 sets actually, sorry. And yeah, so that was a really big game for them. And so they're currently on a 2-game winning streak, which is pretty big for them. They're 12-2 on the season, or 12-12 on the season, I'm sorry, and that's a really big deal for them. They started off kind of iffy, and so it's a really big deal that they're on a 2-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, that's really good for the volleyball team. But let's switch gears a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit about Tennessee football. Mainly, who's going to be starting at quarterback this weekend? We don't really know, but we know it probably won't be Garantano. Garantano normally plays better when he comes in off the bench, maybe after Brian Maurer. So we're looking, that's probably what's going to end up happening this weekend against Missouri. Now, on to the defense. Bailey, what do you think we're going to have to do on defense that's going to really make a difference in the Missouri game?
I think our defensive line, I think they're really going to have to step up, and I think we're going to have to make big stops when it counts. So.
Yeah, and so looking ahead towards Vanderbilt, that is our most winnable game. We need one more win to be bowl eligible.
Bowl eligible.
Do you think we can do it?
If we win on Saturday, that will be our 3-game winning streak. That'll be the first 3-game winning streak since 2016 for our football team. So that'll be a very big deal if we win on Saturday.
Looking ahead to Vanderbilt, if we do beat Vanderbilt, then we will be in, I believe, the Florida Bowl. That'll put us 2 wins ahead of 500. That'll be 7-5. That's a pretty good start for how shaky we looked at the beginning of the year.
Exactly.
Well, that's all we have for you for segment 1 of Sports Mecca. Join us back for segment 2 for some top highlights.
The UT Student Health Center offers a variety of services for students, faculty, and staff of the university. Our full-service pharmacy is staffed with licensed pharmacists who are dedicated to the health and well-being of the UT community. Located on campus across from The Rock, the UT Student Health Center Pharmacy provides the same services offered at large retail chains at your convenience. We accept most insurance plans, so you'll be able to purchase the medication you need for an affordable price. At the University of Tennessee, your health is essential. So come by our pharmacy and remember, a healthy vol is a happy vol.
Hey guys, welcome back to segment 2. And Graham, about to recap the top 5 plays.
Absolutely, let's jump into it. Let's see, number 5, we have Tennessee at Washington. Jordan Bowden with a huge 3, big time 3 to open the game. Comes back down, pump fake, 1 dribble in, mid-range jumper. That's an excellent shot from Bowden.
Olivier, here is his block right here.
And then East Pons with a huge rejection at the rim.
Massive.
Absolutely, meet him at the rim.
This is a momentum changer for the Tennessee Vols.
Huge momentum changer. Oklahoma and Baylor playing.
This play right here shifted the entire game.
Shifted the entire game. This pick against Baylor led the Sooners to make largest comeback in their school history.
Yep.
All right, Patriots and the Eagles. Julian Edelman with the only passing touchdown of the entire game to Jacoby Brissett.
Yep. And
Brissett noticeably shaken up on the play. Tom Brady mentioned after the game that he was very disappointed in the Patriots' offensive play, saying they're relying too much on their defense.
Yep. The Patriots would go on to beat the Eagles 17-10.
All right. Nuggets at the Grizzlies. Paul Millsap dish. Back to Millsap. Huge dunk. Turning back the clock to his Atlanta days.
Yep.
My goodness, Bailey.
Got up.
All right, and our number 1 play from the week, Minnesota and Iowa. Wow, what a huge game this was. Iowa beat Minnesota 23-19. Just barely holding off Minnesota in the very last minutes of this game. This was a huge game in the college football.
Yep, this was massive.
Yeah, and
the crowd reacting to it after the game, Graham.
Yeah, crowd reacts to it after the game. Noticeably hyped for this big upset win.
Yep. There we have some
excited Iowa fans.
Yeah.
Long pass here. Last Hail Mary intercepted. That was their last prayer on 4th down. Didn't work. Couldn't get it for them. We will have the swimming package for you with UT swimmer Whitney Hamilton.
On Tennessee swim and dive team. Thank you so much for meeting with me. I know how busy your schedule is as a student athlete. I'm going to ask you 30 questions to get to know you. Okay, question 1. How long have you swam for?
I've been swimming for 13 years.
What events do you swim?
I do sprints, mainly the 50 free and the 100 fly.
Any pregame rituals?
This is kind of silly, but I get my nails done before every big swim meet just because, look good, feel good.
What do you want for your team this season?
This season we really want to win SECs, and we think that if we win SECs, it's really good to set us up to win NCAAs.
Who is your favorite swimmer?
Natalie Coughlin. She's really
Love
pretty.
her.
Yeah.
What's the best advice a coach has given you?
I used to get really nervous before big meets, and so one of my coaches told me that every pool's basically the same, and you've done the race thousands of times, so you just need to remember that and not think about any of the outside stuff and just focus on the actual swimming.
Do you smell like chlorine?
I do sometimes.
Do you know why there are lifeguards at Olympic pools?
I guess, I don't know. People might just pass out or something. They need help.
What does success in the pool look like for you?
A lot of times I try not to think about my times as much, and I just try to do something that I couldn't do before, and that helps me.
What does a typical practice look like for you?
There isn't really a typical practice. They're all different, but we normally do a quick out of the water warm up, and then we get in the water and we do a warm up. And then here in Tennessee, we break into groups a lot of times, sprint group and distance group, and that's a lot of fun.
Thank you. What's your favorite thing about your team?
I love how anytime we're doing something, even if it's something that we don't really want to be doing or something that's hard, everyone's always just so positive, and it's really motivational.
Do you have a good luck charm?
I don't. I used to, but I don't know. It's kind of bad to have something that you're attached to.
Yeah.
Because what if it's not there?
I get that. And now, many people want to get to know you, so what's your favorite food?
Ramen noodles.
Classic college.
Yeah.
Your favorite movie?
The Great Gatsby.
Favorite music artist?
I like Kodak Black.
Favorite song of the moment?
I love UCLA. It's kind of basic,
Love
but
that song.
love it.
Favorite athlete?
Michael Jordan.
Who inspires you?
My dad.
Where are you from?
Roanoke, Virginia.
What year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Have you ever had a nickname?
I do. My parents call me Peanut, and a lot of people just call me Wit.
Would you rather win the lottery or have the perfect job?
Win the lottery.
What's your schedule like?
Very busy. I swim, I go to class, and then I swim.
What's the dumbest way you've been injured?
One time I did a backflip off of a baby swing and I got a concussion.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What's something I would never guess about you?
My name is spelled with 2 T's. I don't know. A lot of people don't know that.
What's your most unusual talent?
I can put both of my legs behind my head. I don't want to show you guys.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite childhood memory?
Christmas, with my family and stuff.
Love Christmas. All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you so much for taking your time to meet with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm with Whitney Hamilton on Tennessee Swim and Dive Team.
Welcome back to Sports Mecca. I'm Shania Brennan. Here in segment 3, let's talk basketball. So Ryan, what do we see so far from this new squad?
It's been an exciting start to the season. Obviously, a lot of new faces out there. No Grant Williams, no Admiral Schofield, no Jordan Bone. A lot of guys that are gone from last year's team. But a big win Saturday north of the border in Toronto against number 20 Washington. Just an outstanding game. Let's roll the clips.
Yeah, with that big win, Tennessee jumps to number 20 on the AP poll. Freshman Josiah Jones and Olivier Camois. Thoughts so far on them, Ryan?
It's been interesting to follow. Olivier Camois is a guy that, not a bunch of people knew about coming in, just a 3-star late addition to the signing class, and he's been really impressive. Tennessee does not have a lot of depth in their front court right now, and he's been a guy that's come in. He can rebound, he can play defense. He's shown a little bit of ability to hit a jump shot and score. And then for Josiah James, he's a highly touted player, 5-star. Maybe not quite the start people were expecting, but Saturday I think you saw him really find a rhythm. He went 4 for 4 and 9 points. And he's a guy, he missed a month of preseason practice, so it's hard to expect him to jump in as a freshman, never playing in the college game, and to come in and be an elite player. But he's a guy that's coming along. I think you'll see him get a lot more comfortable as the year goes on, but definitely been a very good start to the season for the Vols.
Oh, for sure. With that great win against a ranked Washington team, the team never was behind in the second half. Who do you think is the standout leader for this team so far?
I think Lamonte Turner's the #1 leader on this team, the point guard from North Alabama, this redshirt senior, and I think he's been remarkably impressive so far. His stats aren't going to jump out at you. He's really struggled 1 of 8 the last 2 games from 3. He's got a shoulder injury really bothering him. He's not talking about it, and he's a guy that's kind of changed his game. In the past, he's been a big shot maker, and obviously he still has the capability to do that, but he's currently 2nd in the nation with 28 assists. He's really changed his game. He's leading Tennessee's offense. He's a verbal leader out there. He's a guy that's been in a big moment before, and he's a guy that Tennessee's younger players are going to have to look to for guidance as the season goes on. You see him there, a great and-1 finish, and it's really been impressive. This team, I was shocked at how well they played Saturday. Rick Barnes has a team with 1 player that's really had any experience playing in the interior going into the season that went up against a Washington team with 2 lottery picks down low, and Jaden McDaniels and Isaiah Stewart, and Yves Pons, guy who's 6'5", played on the wing last year, played right with him. John Fulkerson played right with him. A very impressive showing as Kim English had Tennessee dicing up Washington's 2-3s March Madness.
Yeah, I think those freshmen on the team right now really have some good people to look up to on the team with
Absolutely.
Those seniors coming in for sure. So what are your game predictions for the Alabama State Wednesday game?
I think it's a game that Tennessee should take care of. I wouldn't be surprised. Lamonte Turner played 39 minutes in both games last week. He's a guy I just mentioned with a bad shoulder. I would expect a little NBA term here, maybe some load management. I don't think he'll sit out, but I wouldn't expect him to play as much as Alabama State's one of the worst FBS teams. 0-3 right now. They've played some good opponents, but they've been handled pretty easily. I'd expect Tennessee to roll, big win, 30-point type of thing. They only played 7 players Saturday. I would think Drew Pember, Devontae Gaines, some younger guys. Rick Barnes will try to get into the rotation a little bit more.
For sure. Now moving on to the Lady Vols. They beat number 15 Notre Dame last week. Do you think Kelly Harper was the reason for this hot streak?
Well, it's certainly a good sign, I think, that Kelly Harper, just 3 games in, has Tennessee going on the road and beating a ranked team. And, Notre Dame isn't the same team they were last year when they made it all the way to the national championship game. But it's still a Notre Dame program that is one of the best in the country. And, Tennessee played the style they want to play. They were very good on defense. They dominated on the glass. And I think it'll be known by everyone as the Renaya Davis game for what an incredible performance she had. 32 points, 10 rebounds. That game was a big part of the reason she was last week's SEC Women's Player of the Week. Just a really, really impressive performance by her. And an impressive performance by Tennessee. They were kind of similar.
Shooting 3 right there.
Yeah, kind of similar to the Tennessee game against Washington, the men's game. They took the lead pretty early on, and they really didn't look back. Anytime it looked like Notre Dame was going to make a little bit of a run, there was a big shot right there, Renaya Davis, extending it to probably the biggest lead of the night, 18 points there in the third quarter. And it says a lot about how quickly Kelly Harper has gotten this team playing at a high level. And like I said, this isn't the same Notre Dame teams as the past. They're very small. So you take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. It's just 1 game. But 4-0, back in the top 25 where this Lady Vols program belongs to be. Very impressive, very exciting. If you're a fan of the Tennessee Lady Vols, I think you have to be excited from what you've seen so far from Kelly Harper. Time will tell if she's truly the right person for this job, but early signs say she is.
Oh, for sure. And I also think that she is one of the biggest reasons why the Lady Vols keep winning throughout the season is her work that she's putting in, for sure.
Definitely.
Do you have any game predictions for hosting Stetson on Tuesday?
Stetson's a solid program. They're not a Power 5 program, one that you'd expect Tennessee to take care of, especially at home in Thompson-Boling Arena. And I think they would tomorrow night. I don't know if I have a specific score, but I would expect to see Tennessee win by 10 to 20 points would be my guess.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's all we have here for segment 3. I'm Shania, this is Ryan, and that's all for Sports Mecca.
Renaya Davis picks